Hey, what's going on, guys? Six here, and today we're taking a look at the Transformers Collectors Club 2016 Freebie Ramjet. This Ramjet was created using the Armada mold from the Generations line, which happens to be one of my favorite molds in the past couple of years. So to get another figure or character from this mold, I am definitely happy about that. But showing you what he comes with, obviously he comes in this foam insert, which I normally don't show off, but I know Dakota's going to absolutely love this to add to his foam collection. And you see the figure sits in there quite nicely. That is shipped in is just the Miller box, so pretty much that's all you get there. You also get a tech spec card, which I will focus in, and you can pause that. So if you want to read all that, then feel free. You can see that he's got some pretty high tech specs on here. You Fire Blast plus 10, so pretty powerful dude. He does come with instructions, which show you how to go from jet to robot and then back to jet. So just something I think that's funny is, a mold that we've had plenty of times, and it being a smaller, deluxe class figure that you show us transformations back and forth, but whenever we get masterpiece figures from Takara, you show us the transformation one way. And taking them out of this and focusing on just the figure itself and his jet mode, you can see that there's some really nice colors here. Make sure everything's focused here. Now, I don't want to give you the impression that there's just a ton of paint on this guy. There is some nice paint on him, but there's a lot of dye on him. So it's not just a bunch of different colors of colored plastic. So the silver that you see here on the wings, that is actually kind of a nice metallic silver paint, and you get the Tampergraph Decepticon logos, if you can see those there. Yeah, get those out of the light so you can see those. So very nice, very clean with the paint job. Everything's very clean. You don't see it going off into the white or anything like that. Most of this figure is just white plastic, but there's some red plastic, some blue plastic, but there is some nice dye jobs in here. So basically what it is the white plastic, but you can see that they dyed this blue going around here, and some dye down here, and some of this might be blue plastic, but it looks like it's that dye job as well. Obviously the landing gear is a blue plastic. This blue that you have here in the vent, that is actually like a blue dye there, and then you get some white paint on the inside. So that looks pretty clean. I don't see that bleeding anywhere. Right here on the shoulders, that looks like that's the blue dye job. The red here is like a red dye, and then this blue with the legs, that's actually a blue plastic, and then you have more of that blue dye. Again, I don't know if it's necessarily dye, but it's not paint, but it's something. You can definitely tell that this was originally white plastic and they just colored it blue. So just wanted to kind of explain that a little bit better. Then you have this gray plastic here. The red down here is just red plastic. And obviously with the head, whenever we get into robot mode, you can see a lot of the different paints and dyes and stuff like that. But really nicely colored figure. Everything breaks up pretty good because you have, blue in different places, the red in different places, a little bit of spots of silver and stuff. You can see that he's got his two missiles here, which obviously if you push down on this end, they shoot. I thought they actually shot a little bit further than that, but oh, there we go. Just got to apply a little bit of pressure there, and just to load those back up, just like so. All right, so to get this guy transformed, you see the landing gear here. We're just going to push those up, push that up as well. And first thing that we're going to start off with is this section. Pull this little white piece down. We're going to pull that down. Then we're going to come and you got to pop the elbows right here because there's a connector piece connected in a little slot right there. So just bring the arms down, disconnect from the wings, and they'll just kind of sit like so. Then there's the legs. It's connected the back part, or the kind of the butt, into this little white piece right here. So just separate that, pull that down. Then you can come out with the legs separating and rotating those forward at the hip. Push this in, push that in, and then you have the feet where pull out the heel spur and adjust the feet. If I can get to it, there we go. And you kind of adjust the legs like so. Then whenever you bring this section down, I just kind of pull this down, make sure that that's sitting flush up against there, and you can see there's these two holes, and you have those two little pegs right there, and just make sure that they get in there and push that together, and that kind of keeps the torso connected. Then with this section here, we're going to pull this down. These are just tabbed in the sides here. You can leave them up if you like. Some people like that look. Me personally, I just kind of leave them down here. And adjust the wings. You can do those however you want. You can leave them straight out like this. I kind of bend them up like so. And then you have the head on a ball joint and the hands you just flipped out here. And like all these figures from this mold, you have the weapon storage on the back. So he has his two swords, which we will untab there. And we'll just kind of get him in a kind of a normal stance. So we can take a look at the figure here. And make sure that's focused. All right, so you can see, again, everything's broken up really nicely with, the white and the blues and stuff like that. You have little hints of red everywhere. So here in the shoulders, the face, obviously, back here, and at the knees, you've got a little bit of red showing there. So I think overall that, the colors and where they're placed, it breaks the figure up quite nicely. And then you add little things of silver. Obviously, it has just the gray plastic here in the legs and the elbows, but you have the silver here on the head, and then you have it lined at the wings and here at the chest here. So nicely done as far as, spreading out the different colors. I just think it makes it look really good. But anyways, a little 360 of him. You can see that, this back section here is kind of a smoky translucent, or maybe not intended to be smoky, but just kind of a translucent plastic. And the swords just fold out like so. So I'll equip him here in a second. But taking a look at the head sculpt, which is probably one of the more important things to, collectors. You can see that you have the yellow paint and the black paint there, where the black's not fading into the yellow, or it didn't splatter anywhere on the red head, which the head looks like this is just looks like it's the red plastic, and then they use yellow paint and black paint, and then yellow here, that blue dye, and then this silver is the silver paint. So but there's a nice little look at him. Showing you the articulation, he does have that ball joint and the back of the head, which you can get quite a bit of movement, a lot more movement than you got with, these guys. So we'll take a look at those together here in a moment. But you can see that you can go, side to side, and he can even kind of tilt his head a little bit to where the other guys, because of their heads, Starscream and or I guess Thundercracker or Super Starscream, whatever you want to call them, they have a little bit thicker on the outsides of their head, so they can't really go side to side, and he can look up however you want. So a lot more movement in his head than you got with the regular guys. Then whenever you have, this section, you can put that down if you want. You can even fire these in this mode. The wings, like I said, you can have those straight out if you wanted to, or you can bend those back and forth. So you can even do them like that. So whatever really your preference is, you can put them however you like. Then with the arms, you can go back and forth here. And just to kind of mention that all these joints are really good, tight, and solid. So this mold is held up quite well. So that's tight. Actually, you can bend the arm back and forth, rotating there. You have the joint here, which is just a mushroom peg, which bends back and forth. And then you have the elbow joint, which goes a little bit more than 90 degrees. Then over you don't have anything in the waist, just like all the rest of them, because it's connected down here. But with the legs, these can go all the way out to do the splits. They can go forward quite a bit, back, you feed them in through there, and rotate here at the thigh. Bend more than 90 degrees. They could actually do 180 because they collapse on that in jet mode. And then the feet can go back and forth, and they automatically have a nice kind of tilt with the feet, so that you can have them in a kind of a spread out stance, and they still lay flat on the ground. So another thing that I really like about this mold. But giving them his swords, and those fit in there nice and good. They're not too tight. They're not loose at all. This thing came undone, but And they are made up of just blue plastic as well, so you don't have to worry about scraping paint on the inside. But let's see if I can get them into some kind of quick pose. That's good enough. I usually don't post stuff on the videos, but so that we can put all three of these guys on the shelf together, I think they look really good. Obviously, these guys have a little bit more paint, I think, but this has a lot of dye and it also has a lot of paint. So as far as them, on the shelf together, I think they look great. So I'm glad to add this to my collection. I'll probably pick up the Ramjet as well, or not Ramjet, Skywarp. But putting this guy back into his jet mode, we just collapse the swords. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this sword for some reason. It just clips right back in there, so it's not a big deal. And these will peg up under the wings. There we go. And we'll just get his head kind of straight there. We'll go ahead and get his arms back into place and get those down. Fold his hands in and just keep them like so. Alright, so I'm going to fold the wings like this and come back with this. Clip this in on the top there. Lift up on this section, which was tabbed into there, and go ahead and pop that out all the way. Going to push this up just like so and bring this back. Now, one of the things that I was having problems with is connecting this in here. Wouldn't get into that hole. It seems that this part is too forward that way, and this is maybe like too forward that way. So what I did is just kind of fit my thumb in there to kind of push that forward, and then it can plug into place, and now it kind of locked in there, which is good. So just needed a little bit of help, so not that big of a deal. The head you can push down and just kind of center it however you need to, leaving it just like so. Feet, go ahead and collapse those and bring those forward. Pull these out and bring these around. And then you can connect the legs. There we go. That's pretty good enough. And whenever you bring these back, you're going to connect that into, oh, sorry about that. You're going to connect that piece into that piece right there to keep the arms and the wings into place. Go ahead and come out with the landing gear again. And there you have them in jet mode, and I think it's a pretty awesome jet mode. I like the robot mode, I like the jet mode. As far as the figure, now again, this is one of those things where it was a collector's club, freebie. So if you did not sign up for the club, you weren't able to get this figure, you still want it, you're going to have to look on the aftermarket. I don't know if this is something that they may sell on their site later on. That's something you'll have to contact them about, because I do not work for FunPub, as some people have thought I did or something. But no, you have to get this on the secondary market, or maybe a friend picked one up for you or something like that, or maybe they will sell it on their site later on. That's something you'd have to contact them about. But anyways, really nice figure, so I thought I'd show it off. And thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. Peace.